Hey everyone, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef and I'm really excited to be here with you guys tonight. I'm just gonna double check a couple of housekeeping things to make sure that everything is in working order. I'm gonna be streaming in multiple places tonight. So if this is your first time watching me, let me know where you're watching from and let me know if you're watching this live or if you're watching the replay. So let me just double check if this is your first live event. I always have a little bit of a delay on YouTube, and so I want to make sure before I actually start that I am live and I can see myself there. So welcome everyone. I hope that you guys are doing well today. I know it's Father's Day, so if you are a dad, happy Father's Day, and I appreciate you guys joining me today. I hope you had a nice time celebrating all the dads in your life. We are going to get started. I'm going to share several things with you guys tonight. I have some prizes to give away during the live event. So if you registered ahead of time, then you were entered into the live giveaways. If you didn't know about how to register ahead of time, don't worry, there's still time for you to win some prizes, and those will be, I'll tell you what's going to be given away at the end of the party, which this will be open for a couple of days. You do get double entries in the big prizes when you shop today. So we'll start off with that. But let's do just a couple of housekeeping things. So if you are watching me live on YouTube, I will be answering all of your questions live at the end of the demonstration. And I'm hoping to make this go a little bit quicker for you tonight because I did some of the prep ahead of time. I'm going to show you how to make one of my family's favorite recipes. It's chicken satay. You guys have probably seen me post how much Connor loves this, and we all really like it, and so it's a win-win if Connor likes it because he is probably the pickiest eater in our house. So I'll be answering questions live on YouTube. Depending on how much time I have left, I may be able to pop over to Facebook. So this is streaming in my business page, The Flip Flop Chef, and also on my personal Facebook profile. So some of you guys are not used to seeing me do my live videos if you follow me on my personal page, but welcome. I hope that you'll find something that you like here tonight. So let's go ahead and get started. Like I said at the beginning, my name is Mindy Banks. I'm the Flip Flop Chef. I'll be your consultant for the evening, and I am so excited to share Pampered Chef Selects Air Fryer and Oven with you. We're gonna use the sink finish settings tonight so that we can start egg rolls on the top and make our chicken satay in the bottom, all at the same time. We're gonna be using three cooking trays. So we're going to use one baking sheet, we're going to use 2 baking pans, and we're going to have all of our dinner made in 20 minutes right here in this air fryer. So we're also going to have some rice. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to go in the microwave. If you're not familiar with our micro cookers, they come as a set of 3. I believe the 2-quart might be available open stock, but the other 2 pieces are only available in this set. So you're going to get the 1 quart, the 2 quart, and then the 3-quart plus. So the 3-quart micro cooker plus is just like these, except it can do a little bit more because it has an inner lid that's going to keep starchy foods from boiling over. So we use these every day for something. Somebody in my house uses them every day, and a lot of times they're all in the dishwasher all at the same time, and we have to take one out to wash it, and we have duplicates. So I love that they nest together. I have rice in this one already, so I'm not going to stack that in there, but these are also dishwasher safe. They're BPA free. If you didn't know already, Pampered Chef products, I believe since May of 2016, are BPA free. We also don't use any recycled black plastics, things like that. So these are all safe for you to cook in. We're gonna make our rice in the microwave. And remember I said there are 2 lids. So for this one, you have this inner lid that keeps starchy foods from boiling over. So I have 2 cups of rice in here. I use jasmine rice for pretty much everything. We're gonna double the water to the rice ratio. So 4 cups of water, 2 cups of rice. And I'm just making plain rice. If you want, you can add some butter into this. I don't typically do that. Sometimes when we serve it, I'll stir some in, but it's a personal preference. So I'm gonna put this in the microwave for 20 minutes. So stay tuned, I'm gonna come right back. Excuse me. All right. So the next thing I'm going to talk to you guys about is how to make the chicken satay, and I've already got a batch ready to go in the air fryer. So we're going to actually put it in the air fryer, and then I'm going to show you how I got to that step. Now, if you have not already joined my recipe community, go to theflipflopchef.com, click the button at the top of the page. It'll redirect you to my Facebook recipe community. Every single Friday, I have a giveaway. There are no strings attached. All you have to do is leave a comment, Pampered Chef consultants cannot enter to win any of my giveaways. So please, if you're a Pampered Chef consultant, you can watch, but you can't enter in. So this is the Kids Club box. I will be giving this away tomorrow. So this is your last chance to be included in the drawing for this. So I'm not going to go into great detail about this because I did a live video on this on Friday. So if you missed it, you can go back and watch it. But if you have a kid in your life, then you're going to definitely want to enter that. So make sure you do that by the end of today so that you'll be entered in that for tomorrow. I'm going to do the prizes in just a minute, so don't let me forget. I know you won't, but let's go ahead and get everything started. So I've got my deluxe air fryer and oven here, and I'm going to use my cheat sheet because I want to make sure that I do this right. We're going to preheat this, and I'm going to just press the wheel to turn this on, and it says let's get cooking. I think I have I hope this, let me check something real quick. I think this was the same height as my countertop earlier when I set it up. Connor and I set up this stand. We must not have tightened it enough, so hopefully it doesn't keep falling down. But it's a lot lower than when I was prepping everything out. So we're gonna press the sync finish button, and we're gonna set the bottom oven, which is the air fryer, temperature first, and we're gonna do that on the roast setting. So I'm gonna turn it to roast. I'm gonna press the temperature button, and I'm going to increase the temperature to 400 degrees, and then I'm going to increase the time, I have to lean down because it has slid down, to 20 minutes, and then it's going to ask me to do the top. So for the top, I'm going to choose bake I'm going to press the temperature, 425 degrees, and we're going to change it to 14 minutes. Press start, and what you may not be able to see, especially since I have been lowered here, is this says hold, this says preheat. So this part is preheating, and right now I have 2 air fryer racks in this side, and I have just the regular rack in the top. So we're gonna be using both of these. So while this is preheating, let's get our food ready to go in. I am gonna be using the small oven bakeware pieces. So you can buy the small oven brownie pan and the small oven baking pan open stock. However, if you want the baking sheet that we're gonna use tonight, you need to buy the set. That's the only way that you can get it. But check this out, it can also be used as a lid. Now, I'm gonna be using the top for our egg rolls. So I have some just Walmart brand. The other day, I used PF Chang's brand, and honestly, I wasn't all that impressed. So I wanted to try a different brand. So we're gonna pop these open, and actually I think the temperature says here for an oven is only 400, but I'm not gonna start this. Oh, these are big egg rolls. They're not little ones. So the ones that I got the other day were like mini egg rolls. So we'll leave it on the whatever setting. I think I did 425, but it should be okay. We're gonna put these on. These are a lot more crummy. They're leaving lots of crumbs behind. And we're gonna put these in the top oven in just a few minutes. And then I'm gonna show you how I like to cook chicken in the deluxe air fryer and oven. Now, I'm gonna give you my disclaimer. Pampered Chef has on the small oven bakeware that it will darken over time. I've not had any discoloring until this last batch of chicken satay that I made the other day. This one's worse. So you can see the turmeric stained these pans. I could not get it out, but I'm not really worried about it. I'm not one of those people that panic over, things being discolored. But I will say, I've never had anything discolor. I've made this recipe many times in these pans and it's never discolored, but I used a different brand of ground turmeric. It's still just turmeric. There's nothing else in here, but the Walmart brand, avoid it if you can because it's the one that stained this. I usually use an Aldi brand, but I wasn't at Aldi, so I had to get the Walmart brand, and it definitely stained my pans. Now, turmeric is gonna stain a lot of things, so I actually use a spatula that matches. Now, this is one that I was able to earn. It's not something that, I'm actually gonna grab something else real quick. It's not something I can sell you, but just know, use something that you don't want to stain forever, okay? Because if you look at this, even the white on this handle is stained. So if you have our white scrapers, I don't recommend that you use them for this recipe because the turmeric, it will stain. I'm using our old scoop and drain because I don't want all of that liquid, but this is the chicken satay after it has had time to marinate. So this has actually been in here since Friday. I made this for dinner, and I just went ahead and made an extra batch so that we could be ready to go. And Connor's probably gonna like this better than normal because it's been marinating for a couple of days, and so the flavor is gonna be even better than normal because I don't normally take the time to marinate it. Now I will say that I've been making this recipe since Pampered Chef launched it for the old air fryer on the skewers. I've never liked making it on the skewers. If you have the old air fryer, you can put these on the racks directly. You can do that in here too, but I do feel like it's hard to clean the racks when you cook chicken directly on them. This is an easy way to clean because these are nonstick pans. I didn't even spray these. The reason I'm using 2 pans is so that I can cook more chicken. So you don't want it to be too crowded. You could probably fit a little bit more in here, but for now, this is what I have. So I've got 2 pans here. If you want to add peppers and onions, you could certainly do that. I don't want to mess things up. He loves this recipe. So we're going to just make it the way that he likes it because it's really good, just the way that it is. So we're going to bake these 2 on the bottom and the egg rolls are going to go on the top. This preheat function should be done in just a couple minutes. And when these are done, everything is going to be done at the same time. So 20 minutes after you put it in there, everything will be done. So 7 minutes after we start, this top oven is going to switch over from hold and go to cooking, and then when it finishes, they'll both be done at the same time. Halfway through, it is going to prompt me to rotate these pans on the bottom. You don't have to rotate things on the top because the heating element is actually underneath the pan. For the air fryer, the heating element is on the right side. So you want to make sure that you rotate the right side of the pan all the way around to the other side so that the left side is now on that side. You don't want to overcook anything. I highly recommend the oven gloves for this air fryer, especially if you're going to be doing a lot of cooking like I'm doing today rather than just reheating something. So these are just like so good. You can use this as your guide for any flavor. So if you're like, okay, I don't want to cook anything that's going to stain these pans, or maybe you're like, I don't really like chicken satay, you can use any rub with your oil, your favorite oil. Just coat it with oil, coat it with the rub, put them in here, add your vegetables, and put it in and go. So you can follow the same steps that I'm using for pretty much any protein that you want to use. If you want to just switch out beef or you wanted to do pork chops, it's really about the same. You might want to cook your beef a little bit less if you like it more rare like I do. So super easy to do this and super easy to customize. So in the link, if you pre-registered, you got a text from me that had a link for YouTube, a link for shopping, and a link for your specials and recipes. I posted the recipe in that third link, and if you're watching me on YouTube, you can just click in the details of the video and it is there. So this says add food. So you're going to add your food to both compartments at the same time. All right, so we're gonna take our egg rolls, we're gonna put those in the top, put both pans of chicken in here. So if you're like, why would I need the new air fryer if I have the old air fryer? Because this one holds 2.5 times more food. I have 2 boys and a husband, so this is great for my family. So if you may not be able to read the screen, and that's okay. It says hold on the top, and it says 19 minutes and 51 seconds there. So we're just gonna let this go. I'm gonna show you how to get it together. I was saying, if you joined on YouTube, the link is in the details, and I also pinned it to the top of the comments. So I will be checking the comments a little bit later on and answering your questions. So as you have questions, put them in the chat. I will answer those on YouTube, and I will try to also get over to Facebook and see if I can answer those questions there. If I don't get over there live while we're here right now, I will answer them either later tonight or tomorrow, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I already got everything in, but now you're gonna see how I got to this point, right? So I have our 8 1/4 cup leak-proof storage container here. I absolutely love these. If you open that middle drawer there, I literally have stacks of these glass containers. They come in a set. You get a 3-cup square, a 5 1/4 cup rectangle, and then the 8 1/4 cup rectangle. I have 3 chicken breasts in here, which is really about 1 extra chicken breast because the marinade really goes farther than the weight of this chicken. It says to use 1.5 pounds of chicken tenderloins. I just use chicken breast, and I use almost 2.5, sometimes closer to 3 pounds, and that marinade goes that far. And so that's another reason I like to add an extra chicken, because if I've already got that marinade, I don't want it to go to waste. And so in that bottom of the bowl, there was very little liquid. So I've already got this diced up and ready to go. So I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna mix all of our ingredients in this classic batter bowl. I'm gonna set the lid aside because it is white and I don't want that turmeric to stain it. I don't need the lid for any reason tonight. We're gonna just mix everything in the classic batter bowl. We did restyle this, I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. So the handle may look different if you have the old one that used to attach to the bowl. It's the same thing. So what we're gonna start out with is some soy sauce. We're gonna take our Easy Read measuring cup here. I'm gonna use the little petite one. I sometimes when I do these videos, I wish I could turn the camera around because right now we have a sandhill crane family. If they were in here, they would be up to like right here. Walking by, one of them had a baby recently and I wish I could show you, but I get to see it. So it's beautiful, my view here. All right, so 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. I usually double this recipe. So I'm not doubling it tonight because it does take extra time because there are some things that we're gonna be grating and garlic and ginger and that kind of stuff. So I'm just making one recipe. Since I doubled it the other night, he's still gonna have double the amount of food, right? So we've got 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're gonna do the juice from half of a lime, or you can cheat like I do and you can use this lime juice. So if you didn't know, half of a lime has about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Now with this recipe, something I'm not gonna show you is how to make this peanut satay sauce because I have plenty left. I didn't need to make any more. It's so good, but Keith and I are the only ones that like the peanut sauce. It's, you know, kids, they're kind of weird sometimes. They don't want to try new things, but I didn't need to make a whole nother batch, but when I am making both at the same time, they have very similar ingredients except for the sauce has peanut butter and cayenne pepper. So you can just have 2 bowls. So when you need soy sauce, you're gonna measure soy sauce. When you need the oil, when you need the garlic, when you need the brown sugar, the ginger, all the things that we're gonna put in here, most of those ingredients are gonna go in that other bowl that you're gonna add peanut butter to, okay? All right, now the cranes are fighting outside. there's 3 adults out there and they're just fighting, so I'm a little bit distracted. We're gonna add some fresh ginger. And I keep ginger in the freezer. So you can buy this relatively inexpensive at the grocery store. This is frozen. I took it out right before I went live. I'm gonna just break off a piece here, and then this will go back in the freezer. I can't get my freezer open right now, but I'll put that in when we're done. You could peel it ahead of time. I never feel like I have time to do that, but it's very easy to peel after the fact. You can use this pivoting peeler, which if you're not familiar with this, you can actually pivot this. So if you wanted to use the peeler, whoops, I had it upside down, this way, you could do that. I like it better this way. So it's really a personal preference, but I'm gonna just peel the ginger. The only time that this is really hard to do is if you let it completely defrost because it gets super soft. So you wanna peel it right out of the freezer, and I actually feel like it's easier to peel out of the freezer than it is to peel, let me go this way, I have one little knot on there, than it is to peel when it is fresh. We're gonna grate this with our cup zester. If you do not have this, I really am excited that I'm giving one of these away, I think. So don't let me forget the prices. I'll have to do that in a little bit because I got sidetracked. But I'm giving one of these away. So I'll go ahead and tell you, Jennifer Brackham, you are the winner of the cup zester. So I love this. It has a little storage lid. This is your grating plate. And then inside, you're going to find this little tool that you can hold right here, and then this is where it's going to capture that food. So you're going to put this back on here. I'm going to just take my little nub of ginger and I'm going to rub it around here, and we're going to need, let's see, how much does it say? 1 tablespoon. I have to look because I'm so used to doubling this, and you can go in any direction, you can go back and forth, whatever feels best to you. And then look, you're gonna just peel this off, and look, there's also a little arm on the bottom that you can just kind of twist, and it gathers anything that's on that blade. All right, so that is just telling me that the top has started, and I'm gonna press the, let's see if I can. Okay, I can't change it. I was gonna lower that temperature, but I'm not really worried about it. If we burn the egg rolls, we burn the egg rolls. Let's see if this is a tablespoon. It's pretty close. We're gonna do a little bit more, and I love our little measuring spoons because they sit flat. So we're gonna just do a little bit more. You can also use your garlic on here. After you peel the clove of garlic, you can stick it on this little tool. So when the food gets closer and closer to the blade, you can switch over to that handle. Now I didn't peel this entire thing, so I'm gonna scrape that around. All right, that should be good. Let me wash my hands and I'll zoom back out so that you can see a little bit better. Give me just a second. My camera doesn't zoom if my fingers are wet because I have to touch the screen there. All right, so we're gonna just collect all of this and I'm gonna assume it's close enough to a tablespoon. Scrape that in there. And then we need 3 cloves of garlic. The garlic that I have is humongous. I usually get my groceries at Aldi, but I have to drive farther to go to Aldi, and we've been out of town so much that I've just been going to Walmart lately, and I didn't want this massive bag of garlic from Walmart, so the only other option was this big garlic. I think they call it elephant garlic. Well, that one's gonna fit in there good. The other day, when I used this, they were all just so big. You can cut them in half to fit in the garlic press, or you can use the cut zester. I'm just peeling off this paper into the garbage. So the only thing about this recipe that Connor doesn't like is when he makes it and he likes to do like a quadruple recipe, and he gets really tired of pressing garlic through the garlic press because you need a lot if you do that. Okay. So let me show you the garlic press first. So this is the garlic press. You're gonna take this little cleaning tool off. We're gonna take this clove because it fits in there. It's fat and it's big, but it fits in that little compartment. And then you're gonna just aim it where you want it, press and squeeze, and look at this, okay? So we're gonna scrape all that garlic into our bowl, and then this little comb pokes in, and it's gonna release that paper skin. So I'm kind of making a little mess here on my cutting board. I'm going to put another one of these in here. Make sure that you're aiming this where you want it, because it just goes everywhere. On this other one, I'm going to cut it in half. Oops, excuse me, because it's really big. And you notice I'm not peeling the garlic. It presses it right through the skin, which is my favorite thing about our garlic press. And we've had a couple of variations of the garlic press over the years. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in there. I never have too much garlic, so don't worry if some of them are bigger cloves, right? Okay, so now that my hands are nice and stinky, I'm gonna tell you guys the trick on how to get the smell out of your hands. So you're gonna lather your hands with soap, and you can either rub your hands on the stainless steel of the garlic press. If you have a stainless steel faucet, you can rub the stainless steel there. I do not have a stainless steel sink, but if I had a stainless steel sink, I could lather my hands and I could literally just wash my sink, and that the smell of garlic will come out of my skin. So I'm just gonna kind of rub on the handle of this to get that smell out of my skin. And now you learned a little something, right? Okay. So we have our garlic cloves, soy sauce, lime juice, ginger. I have, okay, I'm gonna flip the food. So for this, I'm gonna use my oven gloves, and I'm gonna turn this closer to me. And I only need to open the bottom compartment for this. So I'm gonna put my oven gloves on, and I'm gonna just pull out the bottom rack. I'm gonna flip it all the way around, so that what was on the right side is now on the left. You don't have to rotate the top and bottom tray. Like, you don't have to put top on the bottom, bottom on the top like our old air fryer. So you just rotate them 180 degrees around. Okay, we're gonna add brown sugar. Here we go. So 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, which I pre-measured in one of our prep bowls. We're gonna add some vegetable oil, so 1 tablespoon. And if you don't have our vinegar and oil, or oil and vinegar dispenser, you have to have this. It's one of my most used products. This glass container holds the oil. There's a straw that goes from the top all the way down into the bottom. And you press on both sides, and it literally sucks the oil up into this little reservoir, and you can measure on the side. So it measures 3 teaspoons, which is a tablespoon. Our rice is done, so let me grab that. Okay, let's see, I'm gonna set that here for just a second while we finish this. And then we're gonna do that teaspoon of turmeric. Don't use Walmart brand. It just stains things worse than other brands. Like I said, I usually use Aldi. Okay, so that's all we need there. So I'm gonna take my little mini whipper and I'm just gonna whisk this marinade together. And we're gonna pour it over and mix it into the chicken. I will let this marinate overnight, and then we'll have another batch that we can make probably tomorrow or the next day. This chicken satay, I'm telling you, it does not last long in my house. So we're gonna pour this in, and remember I'm using a yellow spatula. Use something that won't stain or matches the color the same. Turmeric is so good for you, so don't not make this just because of that ingredient. And remember, I added a little bit more chicken than the recipe calls for because I know the marinade is enough for extra chicken. So if you're gonna go to the trouble of making the marinade, go ahead and use it all. So we're just gonna mix this up, and then I'll seal it, and I think I can get one side of my fridge open. And so then it'll go in the fridge until I'm ready to cook it. And I love the lids on these. There's a seal on here. You just line it up on the top, slide it, press it in, and then this is ready to go. So I'm gonna put this in the fridge since we already have our chicken satay in here, and I'm gonna toss this in the garbage. Normally I wouldn't throw away that little bit of ginger, but I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. Oops. Next, let me just clean up a couple of things here. Let me show you the rice. I'm gonna put it on this real quick. My trivets are covered there. Now, when you're opening this, it's just like you learned in home ec, and if you didn't get to take home ec before they got rid of it, you're gonna open your lids away from you, okay? So, or open it towards you so that the steam goes away from you. Hopefully I don't confuse anybody there. This is the first lid. Then we have a second lid. Don't put your finger in that hole because you'll burn yourself, but you can use a knife and just pop that out. You see how much steam is in there? Now, oops, don't leave sharp knives in the sink, by the way. It's a good rule of thumb. Always put sharp stuff on the side of the sink so that you don't cut yourself. Ask me why I know this. All right, we're gonna take our on-the-go insulated bowl, and built in is the spoon rest. I'm not taking this on the go. I just want to show you two different styles of on-the-go bowls. This is the on-the-go, so it's blue. The regular insulated bowls, they're white. The white bowls have clear lids. The blue bowls have travel type lids. We're gonna transfer the rice from this. I recommend that you fluff it, because if you don't, it will kind of keep that shape. But this is gonna keep the rice hot for 2 hours. Isn't that amazing? So we're gonna just pop this in here. And you guys, we only have 5 minutes left on our chicken and our egg rolls. So I did good, didn't I? I planned that out well. Now I am gonna fill this with water because that's really starchy and it'll be hard to clean. We're gonna take our lid, the vent is open. You push this on and then close the vent so that this will stay hot, okay? While we're waiting on our chicken satay, I'm gonna tell you what's in the peanut sauce because I think the peanut sauce really makes this dish. And I'm gonna build one of these at the end so that you'll see it all. Hopefully that water's not too loud. So in this peanut sauce, they call it a satay sauce, has peanut butter, vegetable oil, soy sauce, garlic cloves, brown sugar, ginger, a tiny bit of cayenne pepper. You could leave it out if you're worried about that. Juice from a half of a lime. So a lot of the same ingredients that we use for the marinade. So that's why I recommend you have one bowl for marinade, one bowl for the sauce, and the things that you have in both recipes, go ahead and measure them out at the same time. It will save you time, but this is just a thick, so you can see this consistency. It's not as thick as peanut butter, and it's darker than peanut butter because of those other ingredients. So I will build our bowl in just a little bit. But let's do some prizes, and then we are going to finish up with questions and let's see what else. Oh, we're gonna add chopped peanuts and fresh grated cilantro on the top. Those are optional. I like those. The boys don't always like that. So we already did one prize. So our first prize winner is Jennifer Brackham. She won the Cup Zester. So some of these prizes are given away live. To be included in the live, you had to register ahead. If you want to make sure that you are in the know of my live events ahead of time, make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you also go to theflipflopchef.com and click the recipe community button so that you can join the group, because that's where I post this first. And then once you're on the list, then once you've registered once, I'm going to remind you about the future ones by email. So you're going to find out about those there. All right. So the prizes that are giving away live: Cup Zester to Jennifer Brackham. The silicone and wood utensil set is going to Kelly Bacho. The powdered sugar shaker is going to Cindy Cook. The pizza scissors are going to Andrea Beck. And then for the rest of the party, the prizes will be given away after the party is over. You get double entries when you shop the party tonight. And if you shop anytime between now and the 18th, you get entered to win these big prizes. So I'm going to give away an electric twist and chop, numbers and letters cake pan set, the brilliant nonstick half sheet pan with rack. You guys, yesterday I made these smashed potatoes. You take like the little baby potatoes and you boil them and then you smash them and bake them. I've never done that before. They were so good. I actually ate some leftovers today and I made them on that half sheet pan, so stay tuned for that recipe. I'm also giving away the Brilliance 8-inch nonstick square pan with lid, the Brilliance 9x13 nonstick pan with lid, and then one person, one big winner, will get to choose. They have a choice of the knife block set, the deluxe stand mixer with the pasta attachment, or the deluxe coffee machine. So if you didn't win this time, or if you don't win after the party's over, I do a live party most every single month. I didn't do one in May because we were out of the country, but I'm back and I'm excited to give away some extra prizes this month. So with that said, if you're interested in hosting a party with me, I am starting my last round of double free parties tomorrow. So if you want in on earning double free credit, we don't offer this very often. Make sure you send me a text tonight, send me a message on Facebook, or comment on the YouTube video. I will say I can't access the live comments later. I have it set up to where I can, but every single month I go in and I can't access them most of the time. So if you're commenting on YouTube, make sure you reach out to me a different way so that I don't miss out on adding you to that tomorrow. So, excuse me. Excuse me. So, got me. To serve this, we have 1 minute left. So, let's go ahead and get this ready to serve. Don't serve this in Pampered Chef's new outdoor serving pieces. That turmeric is going to stain anything white. So, you're going to want to use like ceramic or something. And so, I just have my regular dinnerware here, and we're going to put a scoop of rice in here, but I'm going to wait until I have everything else ready to go. We're going to chop up some peanuts, and here is my handy dandy food chopper. You don't have to comment if you have this because we'll have 300 comments because most of you have the food chopper. But you can chop in this little cup, or you can chop on the cutting mat. So when do you do which one? If you have a small amount of food, use the cup. If you have a large amount of food, use the cutting mat. You do not have to chop every single thing in this little cup. So many people over the years have said, I didn't know I didn't have to use the cup. So this restricts you to 1/4 of a cup. So we're gonna put some peanuts in here. These are honey roasted. If you want plain peanuts, you can have those, but I don't ever have plain peanuts on hand. And I'll show you how this works. This is ready. So I will get this out in just a minute. But to take this apart, you're gonna unscrew this, pull this piece out, and then this piece opens right up, has little wings, and you're gonna plug this back together. So if this was an outlet that you plug into the wall, you just line up the prongs and the holes, you plug this in, twist this on, and then you can chop. I have had this since we discontinued Pampered Chef's first Xylus brand food chopper. This came out in 2000, I believe. It was either 2000 or 2001, and I still have the same one. So we're in 2025. That's a really great run, right? I still have a lot of my products from Pampered Chef from my starter kit. So I poured the nuts in here because it's easy to get this on, and then you can just flip it back over. But this is when you're gonna take out your frustrations. Hopefully you didn't have any frustrations today, but if you did, I'm taking them out on the peanuts now. We're gonna set this aside, that'll go in the dishwasher. We need a little bit of cilantro, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and transfer, I gotta make room. I can't lose my phone because I gotta be able to answer your questions. So, okay, we're gonna use the 2.5 quart insulated bowl to go with the rice. So this bowl has the white rice, and that's the 2 quart. This is 2.5 quart. Both of the lids, which I didn't mention earlier, prop open on the side just like this. So I'm probably gonna knock that over if I'm not careful. So what we're gonna do, open this up. I'm gonna do one pan at a time and scoop out the chicken. So check this out. There is some juice in here. That's why I recommend that you use I should have got my scoop and drain for this, but I recommend that you use these pans instead of the cooking trays, because it's a crumb tray in this air fryer, where the old air fryer had a true drip tray that had a rim around it. And so this is actually just a lot better to catch the juices. And if you want to elevate this, you can even put one of the racks from the old air fryer in here. It doesn't cover the whole bottom. That's actually a product suggestion that I'm going to be sending to the home office, is to make a little metal rack to set in here, because it would elevate the food. This does not need to be dry, so it's just chicken broth that this is sitting in. And so it's actually, you don't even have to drain it out. You can just pour it in. But I'm scooping this out. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna swap the tray. I'm gonna put this one back in just for space sake. My sink is full. I'm gonna stick this back in. Take this one out. Whoops, I need to pull the tray out. I always just try to pull the pan, and I really need to pull the tray out. And this red trivet that I'm using here is not something I can sell you. I wish it was. It's a retired Pampered Chef product. It was called the silicone lid cover or something. I'm not sure, but it's a great product, so I'm glad I still have it. So we're gonna put our chicken in here. This is like a Yeti for your food, just like the other one that I showed you with the rice. It's gonna keep food hot for 2 hours. It will also keep food cold, but not quite as long as it keeps food hot. All right, put this pan back in. And then up here, you're gonna see, look at these egg rolls. And I noticed that this one didn't come with a sauce. So the P.F. Chang's brand comes with a sauce. So you can serve this with the teriyaki sauce if you want. I wanna check something out here really quickly, because I do this on the bottom, but I can't remember if I've ever done it on the top. Okay, there's not a warm setting on the top. Is there one on the bottom? Yeah, there's a keep warm on the bottom, but not on the top. So I was gonna say I would switch that to keep warm, but it's okay. So we got our chicken and our rice. Oh, I'm gonna build this, so let's do that real quick. I almost forgot, because I want you to see how to serve this, right? I'm afraid I'm gonna knock these lids over on the floor because I have them so close to the edge. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take some rice, just like this. Oops, see, I can't think straight. When I put something out of my view, I can't get it. I'm gonna get a new pair of tongs because I just set that on top of the lid that had the raw chicken. Oh, I must have left it on my printer. If you spend $120, you're gonna get the shorter tongs as a freebie. And when you spend $90 or more, you're gonna get the corn butterer or the corn cob holders. When Pampered Chef changes the names of products over the years, I still want to revert back to the old ones. So for $90 in orders when you're shopping the party, this holds a half a stick of butter. And this little piece right here fits your finger. So imagine that there is a stick of butter in here. You would just rub this, the butter is exposed here. Rub it on your corn cob. That's the corn butterer. And these are corn cob knobs. You screw them into your corn cobs. I have videos about both of these on my channel, so if you're not familiar with them, definitely check that out. Now, excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna put a little bit of this peanut sauce on the top, and we also like to add extra soy. when we are serving this. We're gonna take some of these peanuts, sprinkle it on the top. Think of like cashew chicken if you're like, I'm not sure about the peanuts. It's kind of the same concept. We're gonna take our herb mill. You can put the herbs in here and let this little ball, weighted ball, push the herbs through here. But I learned a while back, it's just easier just to put the herbs in through the top. Now, I'm not gonna do a lot because I'm just doing one here, but this is our herb keeper. It's like a vase for your fresh herbs. This is our herb mill, and then we have the herb stripper, which strips thyme and rosemary and parsley off of the stem. Look at this. We're gonna just shred this right over the top, just like that. Give that a nice flavor, and if you wanna add extra soy, then you can. So this is our chicken satay. I don't know what's got me. Christian told me his allergies were acting up today after he was outside. So I wonder if that's what happened to me, because I went outside to do something with the pool, the equipment earlier, and I don't know what's happened. But okay, let me look around, make sure I didn't forget anything. We've got our chicken satay, we have our egg rolls. I would recommend picking a box that has some sauce in it. So if you have questions, this is the time to put them in the chat. I will be answering questions on YouTube first, okay? Just so everybody knows, that's where I'll be answering questions. All right, let's see. Let me see. Okay. I'm looking for questions. I love all the feedback. So, Craft on Q, I'm not sure who that is, but it says, can you use the grater for Parmesan cheese? Yes, you can. And when you have that little bitty piece of Parmesan cheese, that little tiny piece, you use that little handle that comes with it, and this works perfect. It also works great for citrus zest, so lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruits, you can do all that on there. That was a great question. Let's see. Rebecca Sparks, I can help you get that garlic press. Let's see. Oh, Kelly, I see your comments. I think that, okay. So Kelly, if you come early, you're not gonna see anything except for what they call the thumbnail, which is the picture that says like it had a picture of me, it had the date and the time. So if you come early, you just kind of have to stay around until it starts, or just come back, set an alarm on your phone. It will not, YouTube will not let me start even a second earlier. So I'm getting better at trying not to start early, because that's just my nature. If I'm not early, I feel late. I'm trying to learn that YouTube doesn't want me to be early. So I have to start right on time. Rena asked about the stainless steel bar of soap that she got as a wedding gift for that. And I have one of those somewhere. I don't know where it is. I don't know if it didn't make it with the move, or if it's in, you know, if it's under the sink somewhere, but it does. If you've never seen it, it looks like a stainless steel bar of like dial soap. But it's just a stainless steel bar that you put soap on and you rub it on your hands. It works great for garlic and onion smell. So I love that you mentioned that. Terry Harper said she's never bought fresh ginger. Any tips for a first-time buyer? Okay, I'm glad I couldn't put this back in my freezer. So when you buy, this is actually kind of on the small side. They're gonna come, they look like crab claws almost, and this is how they grow. They're just like, they stick together. I was at Walmart yesterday, and they had some pieces that were huge. I mean, the claw was so big. I've not seen those very many times. So what you're gonna do, Aldi sells them in like a little net bag, so you can't buy it by the pound there. Just get the whole bag. It's very inexpensive. Put it in the freezer and pop off what you need. It lasts, for me, it lasts until a hurricane comes and I lose power for a few days. So you can keep it in the freezer for a long time. But what you're gonna do when you're ready to use it, just break off a piece, peel it. You can use a peeler, you can use the back of a spoon or the side of a spoon. You can use our quick cut paring knives. You can use, really anything, any kind of a knife, but a peeler works best. And a serrated edge peeler also is very good, which I have one of those too that I use sometimes. But so you don't really have to look for anything. You just don't want it to be super soft, or if it has mold on it, of course, don't get it, because that can happen in the grocery store. So I hope that that helps you, Terry, and maybe a few others as well. Turmeric, a lot of times for this recipe, I use fresh turmeric. It just looks, how can I describe it? It's not in those like crooked pieces. They're like long, skinny pieces, but they have a similar kind of a skin. Wash them and then just peel them. I don't wash the ginger, but I do wash the turmeric because it has more dirt on it usually. Wash them and then peel them. So maybe you're supposed to wash ginger, but I've never done that. So hopefully that helps. And you can grate your fresh turmeric this way too. I actually prefer to use fresh turmeric, and I just didn't get it out. Lisa, she asked if it's okay to add an extra minute to her air fryer since it doesn't pause the time when you rotate the tray. Absolutely, you can do that. I know several people who are doing that. All right, let's see. I'm looking for questions. Hey, Lauren Stone, my friend from middle school. Love seeing you on here. We had so much fun. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all a story about me and Lauren because, like, you know, when you're grown up and you think back about the things that you did when you were a kid that were just not very bright. We used to like lay out in her pool and we used a stick of butter for our suntan oil. Isn't that terrible? We probably just damaged our skin terribly, but I guess that was my first love for butter, was a tanning in Lauren's pool. So Lauren, I hope you're still watching and you remember that. Okay, let's see. All right, so Craft on Cue asked about using the same time and ratio water for brown rice. So, and that's Linda. Hi, Linda. I like knowing, I don't remember who people are if it doesn't have their name, so thanks for reminding me. So technically, Pampered Chef says don't make brown rice in the micro cooker, and I'll tell you why. I am guilty of making rice-a-roni, which is basically rice and some like short pasta, but you brown it first, and that's because it will burn the inside of your bowl. It doesn't change the way that the bowl works, and since they're BPA free and all that, it's just going to change the color. It'll discolor the inside. Actually, I can show you. So it looks gross, but this is the inside of my micro cooker because I make a lot of rice-a-roni in there, and that's why you should have brown rice. Now, if you have like I don't think I've ever made brown rice from the grain because I don't love brown rice myself. So you could try using the same ratio and see how it turns out. But in order for it to brown a little bit, you would need to put some butter in with the dry rice before you add the water, and that will cause discoloration of your micro cooker. I hope that's a good answer, or a sufficient answer, even though it was a long answer. All right. Let's see. Thank you, Karen. I am looking for questions, so bear with me. And Karen Meekins, the old air fryer is great. You can make most of the recipes that I make in the old air fryer, unless it's something like the pasta bakes and the cakes and things like that. But like chicken, you can make this in the old air fryer. You can put it in the rotating basket, or you can put it on the racks. Spray your basket with oil, and you're not going to be able to fit as much chicken in there as I did. You could probably do 2 chicken breasts, but you wouldn't be able to do 3. You wouldn't have enough space to cook well. So Botaniki, I think that's Charlotte. Charlotte, if you're interested in starting a Pampered Chef party tomorrow for my last round of double free credit, message me outside of YouTube because I may not be able to see this live chat later. Mary, it looks like you need to buy a new chopper if your daughter took your chopper. Let's see. The rice cooker is 3 quarts. So Karen asked if the rice cooker is 1 quart. We have the 1 quart. This is the 1 quart micro cooker. It just has the steaming lid, and that's the same thing with the 2 quart. They only have the steaming lid. The 3 quart is called the 3 quart micro cooker plus, and if I called it the rice cooker, it's because we used to call it the rice cooker and they changed the name when they restyled them, but it is 3 quarts. It has the extra lid. Tanya, you said, I don't know if I forgot to click start or you forgot to click start, but I'm glad that you're here. Wendy Moore, she asked about her oil dispenser, has never pumped up the oil to measure it. She's taken it apart, reinserted the straw, but still no luck. Wendy, if you will message me or even look on if you go to my recipe community and use the search little icon, there you can search oil and vinegar dispenser, and I'm pretty sure that I've posted a diagram. It's also in the use and care on our website. If it is not sucking, it's not sucking right, the straw may be too far down. You need a little space. If it's touching the bottom of the jar, it's not going to work. There's also a little piece inside here, like a little, you almost need tweezers to take it out. If that piece doesn't get put back in properly, it won't work. If you still have trouble, let me know. I will try to help you tomorrow, or after this video. So I won't be able to help you tonight, but I can help you tomorrow. Let's see. Bonnie asked if the order ships out when you place it. So when you place your order today, it's going to process today, and Pampered Chef will ship it out right away. It's not held for any period of time. So whatever day you place the order, that's the day that your order is going to go through. And if you shop the party today, you get double entries into the big giveaways. Let's see. So Joyce asked if you cook 1 cup of rice and you put 2 cups of the water, it's not 20 minutes, you're going to reduce the time to 15. That's a great question, so I apologize for not mentioning that. Kate, I used the kernel cutter yesterday. I cooked Keith's Father's Day dinner yesterday. I asked him, I was like, can we just do Father's Day on Saturday, because Christian serves at church and he was extra late today, so I'm really glad we didn't have late lunch reservations, and I didn't want to cook and have to clean and then do this again tonight. So we had Father's Day yesterday. Well, I think I might do Father's Day on Saturday every time. It was so nice to just go to church and come back and rest a little while. But the kernel cutter, I don't like to eat corn off the cob, and so the kernel cutter is awesome. Okay, Deb asked me if you ever sharpen your chopper blades. We sell a product that is called the multi-blade sharpener, and I have a video on this channel showing you how to sharpen the blades on your food chopper. I don't have it handy, and I don't even know what drawer it's in right now because I don't use it very often, but it's just a little piece and you just rub it back and forth on each of these blades. So we do sell a product to help you sharpen the blades on several products, and the food chopper is one of them. Bonnie asked about the milk frother. I really love the milk frother. It makes cold foam, heated. You can heat your milk. You can make low hot foam or high hot foam. So you have 4 different choices. My boys use it to heat milk for hot chocolate more than I use it for hot or cold foam, but it's an awesome product. Karen asked about corn kernels going flying everywhere when using the kernel cutter. Let me get that out. Let me show you. I have a corn cob in the fridge. So let me show you how to do this. You're in luck. All right. I think I can get to it. Bonus demonstration. All right. I have 1 corn cob left. So this is how you keep the corn kernels from flying all over the place. Now, let's put one of these in. Just so you know, before you cook your corn, if you screw in these little corn cob knobs, just like this, you can put one on each end. You can hold them to eat them. But you can also cook them. Make sure you pay attention to how you're cooking them and how they can only go in the microwave for 10 minutes. So, but you can also, if this was hot, this gives you something good to hold on to. And if you do this in a bowl rather than on your dinner plate, then you can just cut that corn right off the cob, and you're not going to make a big mess. So I'll show you what we're working with here. So you get kind of like these little sheets of corn, and you can just kind of break them apart. When they're hot, they don't stay together as much as when they're cold, but that's how you use the kernel cutter and keep the kernels from going all over the place. All right. Let's see. Charlotte, the herb mill is sold only as a set. It comes with the herb keeper, whoops, and the herb stripper, which you probably would want all of those too. Deb asked about the herb mill. The herb keeper. So this is an herb keeper, has water in the bottom, and this side has a little window so you can see when the water gets dirty. These 2 pieces, the clear and the white, separate. So you can actually, you don't want to sling water everywhere, it's pretty full. But you can take it out like this, and when the water is dirty, you pour it out. But mine is not dirty, so I'm not going to pour it out. Okay, let's see. Kate Bridges asks, are the recipes from the Kids Club box available anywhere else? That is a really good question. Kate, if you're able to send me a message outside of here, I'll be happy to look that up. I may not remember if somebody doesn't remind me. So Cindy asked about covering this. This does come with a lid. I don't ever cover it though. I just leave it open in the fridge. I even put green onions in here. I just snip the bottoms of the green onions like I would a fresh cut flowers. You just cut the bottoms and put the stems in there. I don't use the lid, but it does come with one. Barb, Charlie, I'm not sure I understand your question. Text me your question because I don't want to leave you out there. I'm just not sure if I understand it. And Charlotte, I apologize if I missed your question, but yes, they do have measurements on the inside of these bowls. So the micro cookers do have measurements on the inside. And so Jojo asked if fresh turmeric is more pungent. I think so. I like it. So I don't measure it. I just kind of like just grate a whole bunch of it. Turmeric is so good for you. Lisa, the inner lid to the micro cooker should still be available as a replacement part. Let me actually just look really quickly and see if I can find that real quick. I'm afraid I may have reset my questions. I forgot about that, but that's okay. I'll get back to it. Okay, so the inner lid does not look like it's sold separately. Lisa, if you have a pen, the item number is R as in Robert, P as in Paul, 1034. You can buy the whole lid, so the inner and the outer lid for $12. So I hope that that helps. All right, I'm gonna have to go back to my, you kept it on the screen, but I'm sure the comments, oh good. I think I got it here. Maybe. Let's see. Okay. Marty said that brown rice requires more water and time than white rice. Thank you, Marty. If you have made brown rice in the micro cooker, I would love for you to share that with us. So Christina J asked about the utensil holder, hold a lot of tools. Are you asking about this or are you asking about this? So this is a utensil holder that you put on the side of a bowl that you can actually, you'll have to use your imagination here, you hook your utensil to this. So we call this a utensil holder, but since I wasn't using it, I'm not sure which one you're asking about, but I'll show both of these. This utensil holder is great because it has a little canister in the middle that comes out. And there's also a spoon rest built in on the side. So hopefully I answered your question, even if I didn't know which utensil holder you were talking about. Let's see. Janice, I love that you still have that old chopper. It's so great. The only reason I got rid of it, I think I gave it to my mom when Pampered Chef came out with a new one. Nita asked about the last day to place an order. That's Wednesday the 18th. And if you shop today, you get double entries. You're welcome for the kernel cutter demo, Karen. Hi, Ada. Ada, you're so sweet. I just love you. Thank you for that. I'm happy that you're here too. Okay, and Katie was saying she uses her bunt pan. She sets the cob on the top and then the kernels fall into the pan. And I have seen that trick, but I have not personally tried it. So thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Linda Austin asked about the kids recipe box. Yes, it's available for purchase now. I believe it's $35. If you want the kids apron, I believe it's $12 to add the apron on. But yes, it's called this, oh gosh, the dough, like pizza dough much fun box is what it's called, or dough much fun. I don't know. If you can't find it, let me know. Search Kids Club. It's on the main page of the website too. I love that you guys learned something. Oh, thank you, Lisa. Glad you got the item number. The pan you did the ribbon in, is it still available? I'm not sure if you're asking about the egg rolls. That pan only comes in a set, the small baking pan set. Let's see. Okay, Christina, the revolving one. Thank you for clarifying. All right. I love the white. I have the white utensil holder still too. Oh, this. Thank you for clarifying, Barb. I didn't know which question she was asking me. I wish I had it in here, but it's in my closet off the garage, which I gotta find a home for it in the kitchen because I use it so much. So the 4.5 quart stainless pan, as far as I know, it is still available. Let's just check and see for sure because it's a while supplies last item. I really, really, really hope that they will surprise us in the fall catalog, that it is available to everyone. So let me just double check and see if it's still available. I want to say it is the last time I checked. Let's see, I have to know what to search. All right, I know that we're at 9 o'clock right now, and there's a couple of other questions. Let's see. I'm looking. Yes, it is still available right now. So thank you for asking that question. If you have to go, I try to do this by 9, but I'm going to stay around and I'm going to answer the rest of the questions. I'm going to pop over to Facebook in just a second. Oh, Becky, thank you for telling me that. I don't know why I can't seem to go. Maybe I'm missing some questions about parchment paper. So there's 2 parchment paper recommendations that I have, one with holes and one without. If you can't find you can just search parchment paper in my recipe community. Honestly, pretty much 99% of the things that you probably are looking for, if you use the search button, type parchment paper and it's going to give you some choices. If you can't find it, there's a video on how to use the deluxe air fryer and oven. It's my deluxe air fryer and oven class. I believe there's a link in there that has all the things that I referenced there. I do not recommend using parchment paper in the top because of that heating element. It's more like an oven versus a fan air fryer. Like the air fryer doesn't have a heating element, it has a fan. This top has a heating element. I did catch some parchment paper on fire, so I just try not to recommend that now. All right, I'm not sure why I can't see. Okay, wait, here we go. Sherry asked about a hard copy of the new air fryer instructions booklet. We would have to look. I do know that they usually sell the cooking guides, but they don't always have them available right away. So we do have a printable version or a digital version, and you can look in my recipe community under the file section. It's one of the most recent files. I shared it with somebody today, so I know it's near the top. So click files, and it's one of the first 3, I think. So Cindy Cook is asking about the small racks for the deluxe air fryer. Oh, I don't think I have one. I think I put it in the other room. You can put the small rack on top of the other rack, but what I was saying earlier about the pan, you can flip it upside down and put it inside the baking pan to elevate your food off of the pan so that it keeps it out of the juices. Hopefully that answers the question. Let me see if I am missing any other questions. I'm going to see if I can, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me see if I can refresh this and see if I've missed any questions. It sounds like maybe I did. If I missed your question, please send me a message. I definitely don't want to leave anybody out because it doesn't look like I can see everything. So Ron asked me about an air fryer cheat sheet. And Ron, I am drawing a blank. Tell me more about what is on my air fryer cheat sheet. Oh gosh, I'm not sure. So if you can remind me what's on there, I've been on vacation too much and I guess I can't remember. All right, so I've got some comments on Facebook. Let me just quickly look at these. So there's a question about you cook beef or pork in the micro cookers. You can. I know like ground beef, you can cook it in the micro cookers and drain it through. I have a lot of people who do that. I don't know if I've ever done pork. Let me switch to the other. I'm in 3 places, so I want to try to check all 3 before I log off here. And if you have last minute questions on YouTube, post those and I will go and answer those here in just a second. So, Lori, she's watching me on both YouTube and Facebook. I feel so special. You're watching me in 2 places. Okay, I don't see any questions there that need to answer. So if you have other questions, if I missed anything, message me and I'm more than happy to help. Oh, I used it tonight, he said. I used an air fryer cheat sheet tonight. I think I was just using, oh, I'm sorry. When I called it a cheat sheet, it's just my recipe with, I had written notes down. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what I had written down because I didn't want to have to figure it out live. The other day when I did the sink finish, because I don't use the sink finish as often as I just use the air fryer. And so my notes were to put the bottom, the air fryer on roast at 400 degrees for 20 minutes and to put the top at bake for 425 for 14 minutes. So that was my cheat sheet. I just hand wrote it on my recipe. So thank you for clarifying that, Ron. I hope that that helps you. Lily, great question about the carnitas seasoning. We do sell it, but it's only in the packets right now. I'm not really sure why. I can't give you a good answer. I can't give you an answer that I like. I just finished my bottle of carnitas. When I found out they weren't going to do bottles, I put a sticky note on the top that says save the bottle so that when I get the packets, I will put it in the bottle. But they are only in the packets now. I'm going to request that that change. So thank you, Lisa. You're always so helpful. Any other questions? Feel free to message me. I appreciate you taking time out of your Sunday, especially on Father's Day. I really don't like doing these on holidays, but we're leaving again. The boys are going to church camp and in Georgia, so we're going to be leaving again soon for that. And so I really didn't have another opportunity in June, and since I wasn't here with you guys in May, I was like, I got to get this in. So Father's Day it is, and so I hope that those of you that are fathers, I hope you had a great Father's Day, and I hope those of you that were able to spend time with your father or the man in your life, whoever that might be. So thank you guys again for watching. Hopefully I haven't missed anything. Double entries if you shop tonight. The link is pinned at the top of the comments, and it's also in the in the details of the video where it says recipes and specials. You can click that and the link is in there. And I'll make sure to add those on Facebook where this is also streaming live. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. I may not get back to you till tomorrow, but I look forward to doing this again. Stay tuned for the next date, which will be in July. So bye everyone. Have a great night.